Imagine waking up one morning to find your entire investment gone, vanished just like that. This was the grim reality for thousands of investors across Nigeria, Kenya, and beyond, as CBEX, a seemingly legitimate crypto exchange, turned out to be a sophisticated Ponzi scheme. Promising high-tech, AI-driven trading strategies and sky-high returns, CBEX lured in unsuspecting investors, only to leave them with empty wallets. This wasn't just another small-time scam. The collapse of CBEX shook Africa's crypto community to its core, and the fallout is still being felt today. In this video, we'll take a deep dive into the rise and fall of CBEX, its $822 million fraud, and the global hunt to track down the perpetrators. CBEX wasn't just another cryptocurrency exchange. It was a beacon for those hoping to cash in on the crypto boom. The platform marketed itself as being powered by cutting-edge AI technology that could generate returns of up to 100% in just 30 days. All users had to do was activate a hosting feature, letting the AI trade on their behalf. But the real draw? The promise of huge profits, referral bonuses, and easy withdrawals. Word spread quickly, especially across Nigeria, Kenya, and other African nations, where crypto was becoming a popular way to invest and secure wealth. CBEX had found a huge audience eager to make money, and for a while it seemed too good to be true. But as with many scams, the truth was darker than it appeared. Beneath the glossy surface, CBEX was nothing more than a house of cards. The AI-powered trades, they were fabricated, pure fiction. In reality, early investors were simply paid out with the funds of new recruits, a classic Ponzi scheme. The platform's legitimacy quickly came under fire when it presented questionable certifications and operated without the proper regulatory approvals. In fact, it was never properly licensed to operate as an exchange, a massive red flag that many overlooked in the rush for fast returns. In early April 2025, everything started to unravel. Investors who had placed their faith and their money into CBEX were suddenly locked out of their accounts. When they tried to withdraw their funds, their balances had been reduced to zero. CBEX initially claimed a security breach had caused the issues, assuring users that everything would be fixed soon. But as days passed and the situation worsened, it became clear that this wasn't a technical glitch. It was a scam in full motion. The final blow? Investors were told they'd need to pay extra fees for account verification in order to resolve the problem. A desperate last attempt by the scammers to squeeze out even more money. On April 15, 2025, blockchain analysts began tracing suspicious transactions tied to CBEX. They discovered a staggering $822 million being moved out of CBEX-controlled wallets into a private Ethereum address. What made this even more troubling was how the funds were laundered through a series of transactions involving TRON and USDT, making it incredibly difficult to track. This wasn't just a theft of funds, it was a masterclass in digital money laundering. By using multiple blockchains and privacy techniques, the criminals ensured that the stolen money would be almost impossible to trace. Despite the efforts to hide their tracks, blockchain analysts were able to piece together the movement of the funds, sending shockwaves through the crypto community. The fallout from the CBEX collapse was immediate and severe. In Nigeria, investors were outraged. They took to the streets, some even storming CBEX's offices in Abuja, Lagos, and Ibadan, demanding their money back. The scenes were chaotic, with property damage and intense emotional reactions from those who had lost their life savings. On social media, stories of loss and betrayal flooded timelines. Many shared videos, their faces filled with anguish, as they explained how they had trusted the platform, only to be left penniless. For thousands, CBEX had promised a financial future, but instead, it delivered devastation. In the wake of the collapse, Nigerian authorities sprang into action. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, launched a full investigation into CBEX's operations. Authorities were already aware of suspicious activities within the platform before the collapse, and once it happened, they began to pursue the perpetrators aggressively. The Nigerian police, alongside Interpol, have joined forces to track down the criminals responsible for this massive fraud. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, in Nigeria also issued warnings to the public about unregulated investment platforms, emphasizing that they can be dangerous and illegal. These regulatory bodies are now working around the clock to ensure that the people behind CBEX are held accountable for their actions and that the stolen funds are traced, if possible. The CBEX scam serves as a harsh reminder of the risks involved in the cryptocurrency world. But it also teaches us valuable lessons that can help protect us in the future. Here's what we can take away from this disaster. Do your due diligence. Always research platforms before investing. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Be wary of exorbitant returns. Promises of fast, high returns, especially when they sound unbelievable, are often a red flag. High returns typically come with high risks, and in cases like CBEX, those returns were just a trap. Regulatory compliance matters. Ensure that any platform you use is properly regulated and licensed. Platforms like CBEX that operate outside of regulatory frameworks are often fraudulent. Use secure practices. Never share your personal information or investment details with platforms that seem untrustworthy. Stick to well-known wallets and never store large amounts of crypto on exchanges. The collapse of CBEX is more than just another cautionary tale in the world of crypto scams. It's a wake-up call for all of us, reminding us that even seemingly reputable platforms can turn out to be fronts for large-scale fraud. As cryptocurrencies continue to evolve, so too do the tactics of those who seek to exploit them. In the end, staying informed, doing thorough research, and being cautious are the best defenses we have in this ever-changing digital landscape. If you found this story enlightening, be sure to like the video and subscribe to Untold and Unsolved stories. We break down the biggest cybercrimes, true crime mysteries, and digital heists from around the world. Stories that are too real, too raw, and too important to ignore. Don't forget to hit the bell icon, drop a comment, and most importantly, stay safe out there.